Your status has a massive effect on your testosterone levels, and no one actually talks about this topic because it's quite a brutal topic. It just shows the brutal reality of life, of your biology, and what status actually is. It's your perceived dominance and your social value. So status is how you see yourself and how other people see you. So if you see yourself as someone of low importance, as someone who doesn't have anything going on in their life, you will have lower status. If others see you as someone of low importance, as just another guy, then you will also have low status and people will walk all over you. So in every social circle, it's kind of going to get dark now. In every social circle, in every, tribe, clan, or army, there is a social hierarchy, a dominance hierarchy. And usually the one at the bottom of the hierarchy is the one that, agrees with others and doesn't have a huge say in what happens. And usually the one at the top of the social hierarchy, the most dominant person, is the one usually with the highest testosterone levels and with the most say in what happens, with the most authority. And people don't like to admit this, that the fact that there's a social hierarchy in social circles. It's not just happening in men, it's seen in women. The woman who is the most beautiful woman in the social circle, the woman who gets the most male attention and so on, she has the most status in the social hierarchy compared to the girl who's, a bit ugly, a bit fat, and doesn't actually dress well. So status is everywhere. And it's not just in humans as well. It's seen in animals, in chimps, in lions, in every social species. So when you become a person of higher status, when you increase your status, your life quality will basically improve and your testosterone levels will go up by a lot. And when this happens, you'll get more opportunities, people will respect you more, people will greet you more, they will treat you better, and women will treat you a lot better as well. So when status goes up, life quality 10x's. So it's very important that you listen to the next steps of how to increase your status so you get higher testosterone levels and a better life in general. So what are the 4 pillars of status? What makes status? And I've actually researched this a lot and I've come to 4 main topics or conclusions that influence your status in the social hierarchy. So the first one is your competence. And this basically is how skilled you are in a domain that is of importance. So if you're very good at sales, at business, at making money, if you're very good at, writing or so on, if you have a special skills that, sets you above the average person, you will have higher status than the average person. You will be a man of higher status. So let's say you're just a normal guy working a normal job for a normal wage. You won't have that much status. But if you specialize in one area and, commit yourself to mastery in one area and become very good at that area, at that skill, you will have eventually higher status. And this is very important. Pick a field, pick a topic, a sport, a skill, and get very good at it. Compete with yourself and others in order to be the best you can be. Because at the end of the day, what's the point? Why would you be average at your skill and just live a normal life? The whole point is to become the best at what you do. I don't know why people don't understand this. When I say to them, oh, what are you doing? Like, what's your goals in life? And they just say, oh, I'll just finish university, and get a job. And I'm like, what? What the fuck? How can you say that about yourself? How can you have such low ambition? I don't get them people. Moving on, I went on a little bit of a tangent there. So find a skill, get really good at it, and keep winning in that area. That will really increase your status and your testosterone levels. It's seen in so many studies where, fighters have fought together. The one who won, who kept winning, increased their status and their testosterone levels. So both testosterone and status went up. So that being said, get really good at a skill and commit yourself to master that area. After you've done that, go on to a different one. One at a time is very important. The next thing that influences your status in the social hierarchy is your physical presence. And this is actually very, very important. Your physical presence speaks for you before you say anything. When you enter a room, your body, your clothes, and how well you keep yourself, how well you're groomed, speaks for you before you say anything. This is very important. First impressions count more than we like to admit. Don't be one of them guys who doesn't care about their looks, because it's very important in terms of how people treat you, how people respect you, and how, women respond to you. So yeah, it's important to take care of yourself, go to the gym, sculpt a V-taper, become very muscular, because that will, be the strongest signs of good genetics, of status, and of high testosterone. Having a lot of muscle, having a V-taper, dressing well, and, keeping yourself tidy, well-groomed is very important. But there's also a caveat to this. Don't be one of them gay looks maxers who makes his whole personality about his looks. That's not what we want to do here. You don't want to be the guy who doesn't care about his looks and, wears the same fucking clothes every single day. But don't also be the gay looks maxer who has fluffy hair and, makeup on his face and so on. Just be the guy, just be a man. Just be a man who, grooms himself, dresses well, goes to the gym, is muscular, and doesn't overly place a high importance on his looks. Obviously, there'll be days when you don't look as good as you usually do. It's okay. But yeah, go to the gym, sculpt a V-taper, make sure you put on, muscle. Don't be skinny as. Try to put on mass. Obviously, right now, I can't really chat. I need to put on like 10 more kg of muscle. But yeah, that's pending. And another thing I need to talk about is your perceived fighting ability. If you're a man and you're watching this and you don't know how to fight, what the fuck is wrong with you? Get into the fighting gym, learn how to fight. It's actually like embarrassing to be a man in this day and age and not know how to fight, not know how to protect yourself and others around you. Are you a man? Why do you not know how to fight? You don't know how to defend yourself. It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. You should know how to fight. You should be ashamed of yourself if you don't know how to. I've met, 20-year-old guys and I told them, why don't you know how to fight? And they just be like, oh, I'm just not a violent person. What? That just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, you need to know how to fight. Your perceived fighting ability is very, very important. If you look like a person who can fight, firstly, people won't pick fights with you. People won't disrespect you. People won't try to fuck with you. And this is actually really, really beneficial in today's day and age. If you're someone who looks vulnerable, weak, and has a skinny neck, people will it's destined for you to be picked on, to be laughed at, and to be called names and so on. So yeah, increase your fighting ability, learn to fight, become stronger, bigger, be a bit heavier, because it will help you in terms of fighting. And learn to fight. It's very important that you learn to fight. That's physical presence done. Just learn to fight. Get into the gym, sculpt a V-taper, and increase your size and physical presence, and dress better, but don't be gay about it. So the next pillar that increases your status is your social environment. This is actually underrated. Most men in today's day and age are lonely. They have no friends, no social circle. They don't go outside. They're inside, behind screens, under a roof, every single day, doing the same thing over and over again, eating, sleeping, and repeating. They don't compete. They don't speak to new people. They don't socialize. They don't even have a masculine brotherhood that they can, reach out to when things go wrong. And this needs to change. This is a disgrace. You are a man. You should have a brotherhood. Stop this bullshit, lone wolf. It's not helping you. Being alone, a human is not meant to be alone. Humans are social animals and you need to be social. It's for your own good. Having people around you is a blessing. Having a masculine brotherhood who helps you and tells you to, fix up, keeps you accountable, is a very, very good thing to have in life. So make sure you hang around people that are, doing well, firstly, in their own lives, that have goals, that have ambitions, that keep you accountable and have self-respect. Don't hang around people who just do fuck all day and just sit down, watch TV, smoke cigarettes, vape, and so on. Be around people who, are healthy. They eat proper food. They like a good human being. Be around good human beings, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Don't be around losers and all of that. So yeah, have a masculine brotherhood, which is right here. And it's very important that your social circle, that you are respected in your social circle. If you're always the guy who gets picked on, laughed at, like always gets picked on, laughed at. If you're the guy, if you know you're the guy who has the lowest status in the social group, either you devote yourself to becoming a better person, or you just leave that friend group and go to a different one that is more aligned to who you are, who you want to be. And yeah, so make sure you discover your masculine brotherhood and you are respected in it, and people respect you and you respect others. So the next thing is to have pre-selection. So pre-selection is when you have, a beautiful woman around you who like are with you and speak to you and are in your social circle. Pre-selection is one of the biggest factors that can actually really quickly enhance your status and your place in the social hierarchy. I've seen this in real time. I've seen it happen. When a beautiful woman is, close to you and speaks to you and is your friend, or you're dating her, which is even better, that will massively increase your status and your place in the social hierarchy instantly. It happens like very quickly, rapidly. People will change their views about you just because they see you with a woman who is beautiful. And men will respect you more. More women will like you more. They will be attracted to you because when a woman sees you with another beautiful woman, it will just tell her that, oh, this guy's, someone that is of higher social value. So yeah, pre-selection is very important. Being around beautiful women really helps in how much status you have. The next thing is to have other high status people in your social circle. This is actually quite hard to find, but it's definitely worth it, being around other high status people. So yeah, that's social environment done. The next one is having control over your life. This is actually very underrated in influencing your status. If you're working a job that you hate and you're disrespected by your managers, you're violated by your co-workers and your customers, it's better that you're unemployed because working a job that makes you feel like a low value person, someone of low importance, who's constantly dominated by, older women, by their older manager, will really reduce your perceived status on your own self and how others perceive you. So it's very important that you have a job where you're in control of everything, and a job that you love, that you're in control of, that doesn't stress you a lot. Because if you're working a job that constantly stresses you, that raises your cortisol, that will reduce your status in the social hierarchy. It will reduce your perceived status of your own self. It will lower your testosterone because the chronic stress will increase cortisol, and that will lower your testosterone. So yeah, make sure you have a job that you love, and make sure you're aligned with your purpose. This is so important. When you're aligned with your purpose, everything feels right. When you're doing what you're born to do, what you want to do, that's when life gets so much better, and that's when your self-perception of yourself goes up, which increases your status and your testosterone, because you're more fulfilled, you're more happier, and you're more, you're making more progress because you're passionate about what you're doing. So find your purpose, discover your passion, and work towards it now. Discover your purpose now. Trust me, if you don't do this, you're going to be working a job you hate, you're going to be living a life you don't want to live, and you won't be happy. You'll have a miserable life. So get a job you love, that you're in control of, that you're not being dominated, that you're respected for, and that you're not constantly stressed about. And make sure you're winning. Winning is one of the most profound factors that increases your testosterone and your place in the social hierarchy. This has been observed in fighters, in chess players, and so on. When you win, it causes your testosterone to go up. When your testosterone goes up, you enjoy the process, you work harder, which helps you win more. So it starts a positive cycle of winning, higher testosterone, higher status, winning again. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. But the opposite can also happen. Losing can cause you to lower your testosterone, have lower status, have lower self-importance, and that will make you lose again. So it's very important that you win. So yeah, these are the 4 pillars that influence your status, and make sure you take action and, you know, pick one field, try to increase it. So if you look at this right now and see what you're lacking in, me personally, I'm lacking here and here and here. I would say focus on one, the one you're lacking in most, and pick that, try to improve it, and then go on to the next one to increase your status and your testosterone levels. So yeah, status, having high status is a beautiful thing. It's a much better way to live your life, and no one really likes to talk about it, but it's there, whether you like it or not. So yeah, if you're really interested in this topic and want to actually increase your testosterone and learn about status more, I'd strongly recommend you check out my school community, which gives you the blueprint of how I improve my status, my face, my physique, my testosterone levels. I went from 350 nanograms of testosterone to 750 nanograms in the space of a year, completely naturally as a teenager. So make sure you check that out. The link's in the description. And that's it for today, everyone. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.